when Buddha made his final decision to free himself from this world, to wake up from the illusion. He'd been traveling for 6 years, studying under various different spiritual teachers, doing many different practices, asceticism, living in poverty, mutilating his own body like many of these ascetics were teaching was the path to enlightenment. And eventually he just got jack of all of it and realized that the answer was within him. It had to be. It couldn't be anywhere else. He'd been searching the world looking for the teacher who could help him, but there was no one. So he went and sat under the Bodhi tree with the firm decision that he was not going to move until he knew the truth. And so he began to meditate. And as you meditate, what starts to happen is all of the impurities that are inside of you start to come to the surface. All of the karma, all of the attachments, all of the unresolved pain and trauma starts to bubble up. Because when you're just living your ordinary day-to-day life in a state of distraction, when you're pursuing pleasure, getting those dopamine hits, puffing on your vape, watching the corn, flirting with attractive women in an attempt to boost your ego, to get laid, just for the sake of fulfilling your lust. All of these activities are distractions from the inner pain. And paradoxically, when you actually face the inner pain, when you do the work, it begins to dissolve. And there's only a limited amount. There's a limited amount of this inner pain, and once you have burned through it, as the Buddhists say, burning through your karma, it's finished. Once you face the final inner boss, the final inner demon, it's finished, it's done. And then you're free. Then you know who you are. Then you can create anything with no limitation. Now, as Buddha sat under the tree, one of his final tests were 3 gorgeous women. These women were the daughters of Mara, who was a demon. It may have been Satan, or just a projection of Buddha's own fears and insecurities. Mara. So Mara sends his 3 gorgeous daughters to Buddha to try and tempt him, to try and sway him from his quest for liberation, for truth. And so the daughters come before Buddha. There he is sitting under the tree. And they begin to speak to him. And they say amongst themselves, men love many different forms of women. Some love maidens, young women. Some men love women in the prime of their life. Some men love women who are of a mature age. And some men love older women. And so they said amongst themselves, we will display every single kind of woman. We will shapeshift our form in front of Buddha, in front of Siddhartha, in order to try and seduce him away from his quest. And so they did. They began to shapeshift in front of him all of the most sensual, gorgeous, beautiful forms of women, all the different faces, all the different bodies. If you've got a type, they guaranteed to have shapeshifted into your type. As they did everything they could, they threw all of the lustful temptation that they could at Buddha. But that motherfucker didn't even open his eyes. All of their power was lost on Buddha because he was a sage. He was a king. He was the Christ in another form. The crazy shit is, I had this dream the other night. I don't know how, whether it was just my subconscious churning out this story of Buddha, but in my own experience, or if it was an actual spiritual level that I'm reaching now, practicing God mode. In this dream, I was outside in nature somewhere. I was near a tree, but I was standing. And these three women, I could feel that they were demonesses. These three women appeared in front of me. Now, this is something that I have literally fantasized about before when I was addicted to lust, when I was a slave to lust. So it's quite crazy what happens next. They appeared in front of me and they dropped down on all fours like animals. And they were looking up at me, right? Trigger warning. They were looking up at me with that seductive look on their faces. Now, the crazy thing was, I wasn't in my body. I was outside of my body watching myself looking at these women, just looking at their faces. And as I watched myself watching them, their faces began to shift. Their faces began to shift into all these different forms, all these different women. They were embodying all the different archetypes, all the different faces of women. So any kind of type, it was shown, it was flashing through all of them. All the different body types, they were just oscillating, flashing, changing through hundreds of different types of women. And you know what I did? As I observed myself, as I watched myself in the third person, I just looked at them with compassion. Just looked at their faces with compassion. And I let go. I just let go. I just relaxed the need to do anything. The desire to reach out and act in lust. I just let it go. I just let it be. Just like that. Just took a deep breath and let it go. And as I did that, I knew that I had overcome. I knew that I had overcome lust. I knew that women could no longer drag me down into hell, into attachment, into bondage to the material. I knew that I had faced the final boss. This is the final boss. It's lust. Because lust represents all of your attachment to the material. You came into this world out of a vagina. So on the deepest level, your attachment to this world is intimately tied to the vagina, to the female, to the feminine, to the pussy. That's why this addiction is so deep, bro. It ain't surface level, it's spiritual. The only way that you can break this addiction is practicing God mode. It's not just semen retention. Semen retention is the first step. But the real game is played on the inside. on the mental, on the spiritual. The real game is in purifying your soul. And that only happens through letting go of lust. You've got to come to the point where you're not looking at women's bodies anymore, where you're not fantasizing about women anymore. You've let that go. You're done. That's when you become a Buddha. That's when you become the Christ. That's when you step into your full power. I'm noticing it every day. I'm getting more powerful. I'm getting more powerful. Even though these last few days I've been getting tired, I've been getting hit with mental attacks, I've been getting hit with fear, feelings of what if there's not enough, what if I'm not enough, left, right and center. I'm just getting hit on all levels, but I know it's because I'm facing the final test. The final test is, will you let go of lust? Who are you? If you are indeed the Son of God, throw yourself off this cliff and watch God save you. All of the kingdoms of the world are mine. I give them to whom I wish. If you will only worship me, lust, the ego, attachment to the material plane, if you will only fall down on your knees and worship me, I will give you the entire world, says the ego. But what does Buddha say? What does Christ say? No, thank you. I already have the whole world. I already have the whole world and everything in it. Because this is my dream, and I know that. I know that I am the dreamer. So nothing in this dream is going to pull me under its control. I will not be a slave to anything in the dream because it's my dream. How fucking stupid do you think I am, ego? I've been there, done that. I've been a slave to my own dream for countless generations, countless hundreds and thousands of lives now. I'm ready to wake up. This is what we're doing, brothers. This is what you have to do if you want to stop suffering. If you want true merging with the feminine. True merging, true union, true completeness, true wholeness with the feminine. If you want to be reunited with the feminine, which is you, an aspect of you being projected into all these women in the external world, you can't unite with her through lust. It has to be through love, through integration, through knowing thyself. And part of that journey is coming together with your wife, who is just a character in your dream. But it's from a place of love. It's from a place of knowing, of gnosis, of truth. Keep walking the path, bro. I'm going to go hit the gym. But if you want to be amongst this energy, if you want to be reminded of this deeply, daily, around other brothers who are walking this path, get in the community. I say this every video, but I know there's a lot of you guys just camping, just sitting on the fence saying, oh yeah, I'll get around to that. Oh, maybe you just keep watching a few more videos before I join the community. Get in the fucking community, bro. Stop wasting time. It is urgent for you to wake up. This world needs you to wake up. You need you to wake up. Get in the community, $5 a month, and start walking this path with full integrity, God mode. We're going to keep you accountable. We're going to hold you to the highest standard. We are going to encourage you. We're going to help you pick yourself up when you fall to pieces, when the demons start attacking. The link is below. And lastly, if you want to work with me, book a call with me. I'm doing an introductory price right now of $37. The price of a nice haircut. probably in New York. I don't know about haircut prices across the rest of the US, which is where most of you guys come from. For the price of a haircut, I will break you through your deepest limitation, fear, demon right now. We will do it together. You know I don't fuck around. All right? We'll go straight to the core. Whatever you're struggling with on this lost journey, whether it's addiction to substances, corn, or just recurring thoughts, or maybe you're feeling insecure as fuck around women and you want to change that, I'll help you with that. All right, so jump in a call. This is a limited offer. It's not going to be around forever. Love you, brothers. Stay strong. See you tomorrow.